Welcome everyone. Today I am talking to my friend Lena, and Lena and I go way back. So we have been on this health journey of discovery and being curious about what our next step is for years and years together. We've tried lots of different programs too. But we'll talk about that later. First of all, I just want to let you introduce yourself and your family just a little bit, and then we'll get into the other questions.
Hi, I am Lena Matthijs, and I am a mother of 4 children, and I have a husband. All my kids have grown up, so we are just now learning how to like each other again. No, without kids. Not really. We've always liked each other.
The empty nester thing.
Yeah.
An adjustment, huh?
Yeah, it's been an adjustment, but it's been good. It's been fun. It's been fun to get to know him again in a different aspect without kids. But I am a grandma of 2 of the cutest little kids in the world. I love Max and Talia so much. It doesn't matter what they do, I'm happy. When that little kid or either one of them run up to me and give me the biggest hug,
all is right in the world, huh?
Yeah, they get so excited to see grandma and call grandma, and yeah, I am a grandma and I use the name grandma and I love it. Yeah. It is the highlight of my life.
Awesome. I'm also super grateful for you coming on and doing this interview with me at this time, because Lena also teaches, and she's just got done with school, and I have other stuff going on this evening. So she agreed to meet with me right after she just got off of a long day of teaching. Tell us a little bit about what you do there at the school.
I am a reading intervention teacher for K-6. So I see students from kindergarten age to 6th grade. And it's pretty intense, but I work with struggling readers, and it's kind of become a passion for me. And we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later when you ask a question or two. But I love being a teacher, and I love my students so much. And all of the things that I've learned through Rare Faith have really helped me become a better teacher. So
awesome. Yeah. Okay. In fact, she got the Teacher of the Year award this year. And I feel like part of that is you just stepping into the role of being confident about teaching. And I mean, you've been confident, you've been a good teacher, but like, I think these skills have given you, these tools have given you an extra boost of, now I have some tools that I can pass on to these students that are going to empower them like they have empowered me. Because I've seen you learn these tools and just apply them, and you're always teaching them to kids and adults and everyone who you come in contact with. I just see you sharing and teaching and holding up your light and inspiring people of all ages. And so that's what I mean, is just people recognized probably all along what an inspiring teacher you are. But I love that you're sharing these tools with everyone. And how long have you known about Rare Faith and Leslie's books? And actually before me, you found these books before I did.
I actually found out about Leslie and the Jackrabbit Factor. I found out about that probably in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I signed up for her emails, and they were so inspiring to me, but I had little kids at that time. So I was like, I want to look more into this, but I can't right now.
It wasn't the time.
It wasn't the time. And I kept thinking, and I kept taking the emails, and I would stick them in a little folder in my email and be like, okay, one day. And then, it became 15 years later, 20. Yeah, probably about 15 to 18 years later. And then you, in one of our life coaching sessions, you said to me, have you heard of the Jackrabbit Factor? And I was like, Oh my gosh, yes.
Way back when. You're like, yes, I've heard of that book, but I never read it. Yeah. So yeah, we were
And
on the life coach school journey together and learned lots of things from there. And yeah, I feel like those were all stepping stones. But when I found out about the Jackrabbit Factor, and you have already heard of it, and had you already read it?
no, I hadn't. I wanted to all those years ago, but I just didn't feel like I had the time. Yeah, so when you brought it up, what was it, 3 years ago?
Mhm.
It was 3 years ago, right around this time of
Yeah.
year. And I remember you saying the Jackrabbit Factor, and I immediately got on it that night, and I had it read not within a week or two. I couldn't read it as fast as I wanted to because of teaching school, but
Yeah.
but I read it, and then I read The Portal to Genius, and then I read Hidden Treasures, and then I read them all again, and I read them all again, and I read them all
Yes.
again,
Yes.
and I listened to all of Leslie's podcasts, and yeah, I just couldn't get enough.
Mhm.
I've since then taken Genius Boot Camp 3 times. I've done 3 Genius Boot
And
Camps.
we did one of those together.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you taught one. You taught one of them.
Uh-huh.
And then I've done Joyful Heart Mastery. And now we're
Mhm.
doing the Guided Mindset
Yeah.
Mastery. And
Yeah.
I love all of it. I can't get enough.
It's been a
And
great ride. Tell me, we talked about this a little bit before I was saying, and let's talk about in this interview about all the other ways that these tools, learning these tools and about these laws have helped you other than weight loss, because it's been helping you in your health journey and your weight loss journey, all of that. And we've been talking about that forever, but both of us, but it's helped in so many other ways. You've talked about with your teaching. Tell me what it's done.
so with being a teacher, well, let me go back in my personal life. Let me talk about that for a minute. So
Yeah.
in my personal life, it's really helped me find the confidence in different aspects of my life. You know, there were always things that I felt like I could do better as a teacher. And um, probably just a couple of years ago, I had a spark. This is before I found out about Rare Faith, but I didn't know I was using the Rare Faith principles until after I started learning about Rare Faith. So I had this panic of, I've got to get my master's and I have to do it now. And I want to get it in reading, and I want to become a reading teacher, and I wanted to do this. So the next month I started my master's in reading. And 6 months after I started my master's in reading, our school board went out on a limb and they said, we want an extra reading teacher at every school.
Mm.
And I didn't know, I envisioned that before it happened, and seeing that play out. And that's kind of what, it's a little in depth on Rare Faith, but you can envision what you want and things can come to pass. And
Absolutely. You see it before you see it. You dream about it and you don't doubt it or fear it. You just keep moving forward. And I love that you brought that up, because we all stumble. I mean, these are universal laws of success. They're out there and we bump up against them and we use them. But when we learn about them, practice them and study them, we can use them intentionally, use them as a tool belt and pull them out when we need them and when we're trying to create things in our life. So yeah, you're already doing this and learning it, but now you know how to put them to work
well, and
intentionally.
so then when I became a reading teacher, that job just kind of fell into my lap. I became a reading teacher. My next thing was, I want to become a teacher of distinction. I want to be recognized for that. And so, like you had said earlier, Teacher of the Year, I became that last year. And I believe it was from all of these tools. I could envision becoming and, being recognized for being a good teacher.
Mhm.
All teachers need to be recognized. I really believe that. And
Everyone deserves a standing ovation, especially
right,
teachers, especially
right.
teachers. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And and some people may think it comes, that when you start building confidence, people think that you're conceited. But I really believe, you and I've talked a lot about that, because that was part of my journey, is trying to decipher between conceit and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got teacher of distinction, I immediately started looking at teachers at my school that have never gotten it. And now I'm going to campaign for them. And
Yeah.
I'm going to tell all the teachers, you need to start, because I really believe that. I believe every teacher needs to be recognized for the good work that they do, because they're amazing, and teachers work so hard. And
Yes. I
so,
agree.
so I took my confidence and I've turned it into where I can help other people, become what they need to be. And so that's, to me, the biggest difference between conceit and confidence. Now, I'm sure there's some people out there that still think I have conceit, and they can think whatever they want. And that's another thing I've learned with these principles, is people can think whatever they want. And it really doesn't bother me anymore. I'm like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm still doing what I'm doing because I know what I'm doing is good.
You
So,
see your rabbit. Not everybody sees your rabbit. Yeah. So awesome. We've talked a lot through the years in our weight loss about the 5 areas that, and this goes back to some of my other training, things that I've learned about. It's eating, it's hydration, it's exercise, it's stress recovery, and it's sleep. And weight loss is just boiled down to those 5 things that are simple, but not always, but not always easy to change the programs that we have about those things in our mind. And so, and I feel like at different times, different ones are harder. And we learn some things, but life is still like this, and it's always changing. We're always learning. And so I feel at different times, one of those 5 is harder than at other times. And so I think that's where looking for the spark is so important. What am I supposed to be working on right now? On my
right.
health journey, which of these 5 things should I be concentrating on? We've talked a lot about that. And that's what I feel like we're going to be sharing a lot of in these videos on this YouTube channel is, what's my spark of the week? What's my area I'm focusing on? What's my obstacle?
Mm-hmm.
What does life look like on the other side of that? What's my rabbit? Again, a plug for the Jackrabbit Factor. So you'll kind of know what we're talking about when we talk about seeing your rabbit. And jackrabbitfactor.com, you can read that book for free. And then watching for and expecting those spark ideas that come. So what is currently the easiest one of those 5 for you?
The easiest, well, I think sleep and water are pretty even for me, actually, because if I don't get enough water, my body does not feel good. So I really pay attention to how much water I drink. And I really try to drink close to a gallon of water a day. Some days I don't get close, but I at least get 12 cups in,
Mm-hmm.
and sleep is so important to me. I get to bed early and I get up early. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think sleep and water for me are the easiest ones.
Those are your superpowers right now.
Yeah.